Hey guys, this is Songbird Ultralight, and today we're going to go to Springer Mountain. More specifically, we're going to go to the area around Springer. I want to go to Three Forks. I'm going to do a little bit of fishing, and I might even spend the night.
So awesome.
For any of you that don't know what trail magic is, trail magic is just where usually people that have hiked before will go out and help out hikers. My thinking is that some people will be finishing in Springer, and maybe they need a ride into Dahlonega, or they need a ride down to Atlanta tomorrow morning. I'm going to be going that way anyway tomorrow, so I would give as many people as I can cram in the car a ride to the North Spring station so they can get to the airport, or whatever. Trail magic can also be just like a case of Coca-Colas and a trash bag. Give someone something unexpected like a sip of soda out in the middle of nowhere. That's pretty fun. So I'm going to show you the drive there. I brought my fishing pole. I'm going to get my license on my phone to get some trout, and off we go. Well guys, now we're closer to the Nimbawil area. It's not going to be too long here on the paved roads, maybe a few minutes, 10 minutes at most. But then it says we've got 56 minutes to go, and that's only 15 miles. The problem is we're going to have to go pretty slow on these Forest Service roads if they're rutted out, and got to go pretty far back into the middle of nowhere in order to get back to where we're going to be camping. Now the goal tonight is to just sleep in the car, put the seat back, probably the passenger seat right there, and just spend the night, get some more fishing in tomorrow morning. I'm pretty tired already, as you can see. And then I'm going to root around for some bait, find some crickets or worms or something in the ground near the stream bed, and then catch some trout. I'm not going to keep anything, eat anything, I don't think. I don't have a cooler or anything like that. This is just to go spend some time in the woods. Ooh, that was close. So we're going to drive for a little while longer here down these little back roads, and soon we'll be on gravel. Well, we're coming now to the Camp Washaga, Jones Creek, Springer Mountain. At the very least, we're going in the right direction to Springer. Flip the camera around here. It does get weird back here. The GPS can really get confused. So, I normally just take it kind of easy and know that I might have to turn around and go back. Got 3/4. Another Subaru. I got 3/4 of a tank of gas, so we should be good, even if we get lost. Now, some serious problems we have back here are there's little directions with GPS. It can take hours to get in and out of here if you're having trouble, don't feel good, or need to get home or something like that. Or if you just want to leave in the middle of the night, it can be really confusing. I've been here a couple times. Some of these roads can be, it's been good weather, but some of these roads can get pretty rough. When there's a lot of rain, it can be pretty damn hard to get through here unless you have a very good car. It's pretty narrow. You gotta work with other drivers. If there's other people out here, it's the weekend. It's Sunday, right? Yeah. So there's gonna be plenty of people trying to get out here and do their thing. You gotta look out for cars driving really fast. And when there's no one around, and you don't have cell service and you don't have directions, you have to have a backup plan. I've got my GMRS radio that I can hit a repeater with if I need to. I've got weather radios, and I've got a 5.5-foot CB antenna I can stick on the top of my car. It's all wired up. I just need to pull it out from underneath the floor mat, stick it on, hook up the radio, and I'm good. And I can talk pretty far from the top of Springer Mountain. I know in the past I've gotten, in the winter anyway, truckers on the highway there, and I know that I'm going to be able to get out, reach out and get help if I need it. So have a backup plan. I'm not sure if I have my spot in the back of the car. I think my spot GPS is back there underneath the floorboard too. There's a lot of people out here, probably not tonight, tomorrow morning, but I've got a backup plan, and I know I'll definitely have CB connection up at Springer Mountain. I'm going to show you a little bit of the road here, and you can hear what it's like, and you can see how bumpy it is. This is recently graded. This is much better than the last time I was back here. Last time I was back here, I let air out of my tires so that I would have good traction and stuff, but it was winter. It had been bad weather. So I'm going to turn this around, you can see what's going on. See, we got some bicyclists, got some people out for the weekend. People got little FRS, GMRS radios on them. Smart people. You got to have a backup plan. You got to be able to reach out and talk to somebody. Hey. Now, there are houses and cabins out here, and if you needed to, you could go knock on some doors. But we've got another 45 minutes of driving straight back into the mountains. So you can't really rely on the idea that there's going to be houses here. There are people that live here. There are people that have hunting properties up here. But as we go further back, you're going to see the road's going to get a lot worse. And you're going to see that there's really nothing back here. Be really careful here. Watch out for bicyclists. And just take our time. We got about 45 minutes still. Now this is where it starts to get a little bumpier. Sorry, I was texting my fiancée while I stopped. This is where the road gets a little more hairy. The people in the Jeep that just passed me in the time-lapse video section were looking at me kind of funny. Check this out. I don't know if you can actually see it though. The Subi has no problem with a little bit of rut. We're definitely good to go. Be good to, there's a nice little camp spot. It'd be good to see if there's anyone up here that needs help. It'd be pretty cool to be able to give someone a ride back that they weren't expecting. Maybe she was making a face at me because she thought I wasn't actually up here as an Uber driver. Anyway, road got a little bit better. I'm gonna keep driving. So I'm gonna keep driving here. But the road's getting a little nicer here for a second, and hopefully, some bumps. Hopefully it holds up and doesn't get too bad. The way that Jeep lady was looking at me, I don't think she thought that I'd be able to get through some of it, so really they come through and take pretty good care of the road. I'm not too worried about it. But we're pretty much as high as we're going to get right now. If I pan the camera around, you can see there's sky all the way around. So it's sky 360 degrees around here. I don't know if this is Bull Mountain or what. We might go down and back up, but I think, oh, no, those mountains are taller. So we might go down to Three Forks though and be down in the valley for the river. Probably won't have any cell phone service or anything, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I will sleep in the Springer Mountain parking lot tonight and then drive back down to the river if I want to fish in the morning. Just to be there in the morning in case anyone needs a ride or anything. But it's pretty fun. cool that they bring out equipment and maintain these roads, you know. And suddenly we're on the AT with a car. So I'm gonna park up here and then I'm gonna switch to my cell phone. I'm gonna show you around why I came back here. It's pretty neat. And the 100 mile, but like really going for them, haven't, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm hanging out here by the bridge at Three Forks. Got the 10-foot pole, and I got the line on the water. Not feeling really good today, so it's just an excuse to sit here and hang out. Probably go in a few minutes and take a nap in the car. Probably do more fishing in the morning. So this is to show you that ticks aren't always just going to be in tall grass. Like, you're not just going to walk through tall grass and see a tick. Check that out. He just got on my shoe. Got that caterpillar I found on there. It was in the middle of the trail, someone stepped on it, so I was like, okay. So I shoved it on the hook and I threw it out. There's a couple of families here, but they're nowhere around. I think they are hiking, so I'm just hanging out. I'm starting to feel a little better just sitting down by the water. I took some naproxen sodium. The blue pills, they're real strong, and they always make me feel better. That's what I took on trail, so I keep track of that tick for bait. There he is. So anyhow, yeah, he might have fallen off of me or something, but you really gotta be careful. That's not a lime tick, but it's a tick nonetheless, and that tick was down on the sand. It just goes to show you that you really just need to check when you get home, no matter where you are in the woods. Even if you don't walk through tall grass, check behind your knees, check your groin, check your armpits, have someone check your head. Since I shaved my head, it'll be easier for me to check for ticks tonight before I get in the car. pretty quiet. People are heading out of here, it seems like. Some kid went by on a motorcycle, like a dirt bike. But other than that, I haven't seen anybody, so I'm thinking about going down to where all the creeks meet. I haven't been down there yet, but I'm pretty tired. I might turn in early and then wake up in the morning and just go check it out. That way I have like all morning to go down and explore, and I don't have to worry about using my headlamp and all that stuff. That said, I am here and I am curious, so maybe I'll go do it. We shall see. Everyone knows that I'm camping, and they shouldn't expect to hear from me, I'm guessing, so hopefully no one calls out the National Guard. If I had my hammock, this would be a really nice place. There's plenty of trees to hang from back behind me. You can see a bunch of them in good hammock spacing. I don't know, today my stomach's hurt. I felt kind of nauseous earlier. Almost a little like feverish. But I'm glad I came out here. I started to feel better. Took that naproxen, drank some water. I'm gonna go and drink some more water, but I'm losing light here, so I'm not gonna be able to get any more camera footage tonight. I mean, I don't have any like night vision or anything. So let me show you real quick. There's the caterpillar I found someone had stepped on, and I might need to re-secure him there. I think something tried to take a chunk out of him. There was a big piece of guts hanging out, but something ripped it off. So I'm gonna re-secure him with my gloves on so I don't get stung. And then maybe I'll do some night fishing. So for anyone wondering about the shmog, the kefir, this is just, once the gnats came out, I did this so that they at least weren't biting the back of my neck and the sides of my neck and the fleshy part here. And land on my face and I can get to them. I can swat at them if I see him. That's just all I did. It's like a bug head net. I don't have my actual head net here, so I just improvised. These things are pretty great. If I want to carry a bunch of stuff later tomorrow morning or tonight, I can sling it and carry stuff. It's pretty legit. So I'm gonna head back over to the car and probably get some sleep. You can probably see those headlights receding in the distance. That's a Lumpkin County Sheriff's deputy. He just came to look for me. Hadley got freaked out last night. She tried to get in touch with me. I told her what I was going to be doing, but I guess she was talking on her laptop instead of her cell phone, and there was stuff going on at home, and she's like, I'm gonna hang up. And I was like, okay. But so I feel really bad. They've been looking for me since like 2 in the morning, and it's light now. It's like 6. So if Hadley had called my parents or, you know, whatever, then everyone would have told everyone that I was camping. So I don't know, I guess I could drive up there and call and then come back, but he said that he's going to let everybody know that I have been found and that I'm fine. I was joking last night when I said I hope no one calls out the National Guard. Everyone knows that I'm camping, and they shouldn't expect to hear from me, I'm guessing, so hopefully no one calls out the National Guard. I mean, everyone knew where I was going to be, so... Oh, that's the second time I've been woken up by someone with a gun early in the morning. That sucked. Well, I guess I'm gonna go fish for a minute, and then leave and go see who's up at Springer Mountain. Oh, yeah. I was gonna move to somewhere where I would have some cell phone service, which is pretty much like at the top of that one ridge where I talked to Hadley yesterday, like 40 minutes back into driving towards the road. But I got actually kind of sick last night. It was working up on me for a while. I think it might have been something bad that I ate. So I was gonna move last night, but I got sick, and I didn't want to drive, 5 miles that way.
keeping my head a little warm. It's a little chilly here in the morning. I don't want to wear my rain jacket, it's a little too much. And any gnats and stuff, you know, like I said last night, keeps it off of my neck. But a beautiful spot, Three Forks. I want to take Hadley here, but I'm gonna head back now. Got the 10-foot pole all collapsed, so it'll fit in my truck. I'm gonna go face the music. I'm gonna go get yelled at on the phone. I'm pretty sure she has a test today and all this, and it's just, oh. So this is I think, good lesson to teach here for everybody. I write this in my book. This is pretty common knowledge. While I put my stuff away here, I'll talk to you for a second. I think this is a pretty good lesson to teach right now because it's fresh. I told everybody what I was doing. I told my parents, I told my cousin, I told my like second cousin, I told everybody where I was going, the name of it, Three Forks, and I told everybody how long I was planning on being there. I was going to spend the night, and then in the morning I was going to go to Springer Mountain, and I was going to look for some hikers that maybe needed help. So yeah, I guess, you know, you got to be sure that you tell everybody you can where you're going to be and when they can expect to hear back from you. In addition to that, you got to make sure that everyone recites back to you what it is you're doing, where you're going. And even better, because people forget, write it down. Send a text message, send an email, make sure that they see it, and then that way they can refer back to it. And if they really are looking for you, they can tell someone exactly where you are. He said that he'd been looking for me for hours. I was exactly right here at Three Forks where I said I'd be. So there really shouldn't have been a need to look for me for hours. Like, everyone knew exactly where I was. It should take exactly 1 hour to get here. So I'm not dissing him. I'm just saying I could have been much more clear with my fiance. She didn't want to talk on the phone, you know, she was upset, and she wanted to get off the computer where she was talking to me on speaker or whatever, and I should have told her, I don't know, I should have just asked her, do you understand? Like, sometimes you think maybe you're going to be a jerk doing that, but send her a text message, this is exactly where I'm going to be, I won't have cell phone service. Is that a mouse? I heard what sounded like something chewing on the side of the car this morning. Awful. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go find cell service. See right there, Three Forks? Not hard. Follow the directions. I mean, I used to get lost coming back here as like when I first came back here myself. But here's Springer Mountain to the left and Cooper's Gap to the right. The Blue Ridge WMA. I need to go this way. Well, I feel like the worst person in the world, making my fiance worried about me and stuff, you know. Because the way he said it, your fiance's been worried sick about you. And, just want to get to where I have a service now. Call her. You can see why there's no service. That's the opposite end of the ravine there. It's just like a deep notch cut like a V. That. So I'm kind of low on like good water. I have this like bathroom water that I got the other day, and it's kind of funky. I'm just gonna get better water later. But they have these potable water tanks. It's the army base up here, and they've got a couple of these up here for training. And I was told that as a hiker, you're allowed to access it and get in there and get water if you need it. Well, when I came through here, I didn't really know. Okay, so here, you see Three Forks real quick? See the sign right there? Well guys, this is Kurt. Pretty big lesson to pay attention to whether or not people are hearing you properly, because even if you tell 30 people what you're doing, it takes one of them to misunderstand, or an old plan or something happens where they're not quite sure what you're doing. And not only does it mean that they might be worried that you're in danger when you're not, but more importantly, when you are in danger and someone is sent to the wrong place to look for you. So in my case, it was kind of interesting to see the network work, because Hadley didn't remember or know the place where I was going. She knew where I was generally, but I told two of my hiking buddies that she has the numbers to. I told my parents, I told my cousin, I told my brother-in-law and my sister. And between all those people, telling everyone what I was doing, where I was going, and when, they knew exactly where I was. And my buddy Bearbane from 2016 actually sent everybody coordinates, like exact coordinates of where I was. But in this instance, even though I didn't need it, unfortunately, the guy that came out and looked for me, his time was wasted. But maybe he knows the area a little better, at least for next time. Silver lining, I guess. He wasn't upset or anything, but my fiance sure was. And it's just a lesson to make sure that you use that network of people, tell everyone where you're going, but also to have the most up-to-date plans possible relayed to everyone in a written message, email, text message, voicemail, something that they can reference later and have an exact location for you, an exact time and an exact date and all that stuff. I really didn't think that it would be a problem. A lot of things changed over the day or two before I actually ended up getting out here. So I guess really what happened was I originally didn't think that I'd be going down to Atlanta from Springer, and I didn't think that my fiance would be bringing her own car down to Atlanta. So once we figured out that I was going to go with my dad to haul the boat down from my grandpa's house, she would have to bring her own car anyway down to Atlanta. So my plans changed, and I said, okay, well, I'm gonna stay at Springer then, and you could drive your car down since you need it anyway, since I'm not gonna be down there starting Tuesday. Now it's gonna be Wednesday. But plans changed, and I guess she didn't quite understand. She was having a bad day. I didn't communicate it clearly via text message, where when she was worried, she could look and see exactly what I was doing, see exactly what the plan was. So that's definitely still my bad. So even though I told everyone else the full and complete version, even though I thought I told her the full and complete version, it wasn't enough. You have to have your plans in writing, and they have to be given to multiple people so that they can check against each other. Really, to be safe, you should confirm by voice and have a detailed note after your conversation. So there's login and log out boxes, like trail registers, and there wasn't one at the trailhead where I was, but if there was, you can sign in and you can sign out when you're gone. That way they know not to look for you in that area. My buddy Two Sticks pointed that out. He's like, yeah, if you sign in and out, then when they come and they're doing search and rescue, they maybe know not to look in that area if you've signed in and signed out. If you don't have friends to tell where you're going, if you don't have family members that are willing to keep track of where you are and stuff like that, It may also be possible to tell the local ranger station where you are and tell them that you are going to check in with them in the morning and ask if that's okay and stuff. They'll probably be all right with that. Just please do not forget to call back and check out when you leave the area, or I mean, they will do a full-blown search for you, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna like that. That would probably be a really good thing to do, even if you're telling your family what's going on, and then you can give your family the number to that ranger station too, just so that when it really hits the fan, like, everyone knows what to do, you know? Like, sometimes when people go missing, Hadley pointed out, she's like, I had no idea what to do, where to start, you know? And she just, like, kind of called, and they were like, well, you have to deal with Roswell police because that's where he lives. And then Roswell police was like, no, you have to deal with them up there because that's where he is. So she called my buddy Two Sticks and was like, nah, we got this. And he just called everybody and was like, no, like get this moving. And so he really pushed things through. So my buddy really got things moving. It's good to have someone on your call list that is familiar with the kind of stuff you're doing, the area that you're going to be in, and like your experience and like what you're capable of and what your limitations might be, and like know how you are and what kinds of things you do, like where you like to camp, if you like to go down into the water, like if you fish, stuff like that. A buddy that knows intimately what's going on is going to be able to be of much more help when you get lost or if they're looking for you. But yeah, so kind of a crappy thing that happened. I didn't catch any fish. I got sick. I threw up. I was having some bathroom troubles in the woods. Food poisoning, and an hour from anywhere by car on these gravel, kind of nasty roads in some places. I was surprised that there was a sedan that got back there. The roads weren't in that bad a shape, but like usually they are. And a lot of Jeeps that ended up being like kind of overkill. Even my car was like a little overkill. There were some nasty spots, but it really wasn't terrible. When it rains and in the winter and stuff, it can be pretty bad, but it's pretty accessible, I would say. But anyway, again, at least the network worked. I actually did get found when everyone thought I was lost. It took a few hours, but they found me. They found my car, and if I hadn't been in my car, they would have known to look from there. So it works. Tell everybody where you're going to be, exactly where you're going to be and when. And just to add to what I did, write a message with your exact plans. If I had done that, if I had written plans down, send them to multiple people that I also talked with on the phone, that officer wouldn't have had to go out and look for me. My fiancée would not have had to have been so scared that I was hurt or something. So please keep that in mind. It's for your safety and it's for your family's and friends' comfort. This video, hopefully you learned from it. It's not exactly what I wanted it to be, but happy 100 subscribers. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It really sucks, but hopefully at least you can see how easy it is to screw that up and have people out looking for you. Anyway, hope you guys are well, and we'll see you in the next video.